Hey everybody, Rosie here, and I'm back after like a million years, and I have a makeup tutorial here for you. So this is how to create this She-Hulk makeup look, or just kind of some body paint tips in general. I always get asked a lot of questions about doing body paint or just colored makeup like this, so I figured I would make a video, and so it's going to be really long because I'll go through pretty much every single step, so bear with me here. And especially after I uploaded this video to Instagram here where I was kind of wiping it, and a lot of people asked me how I got it to stay on like that. Like, as you can see, it's just really not coming off. So I figured I would do this tutorial. So here we go. Also, disclaimer, this is not the best way or only way to do it. This is just kind of how I do it. Okay, first I prime my skin. This is a Benefit Professional Face Primer. Eliminates pores, but whatever primer works. And then make sure you get your reference, so what you're going to match to. So here I'm going to match this green on my suit. I don't do my full body, just my face for this. And then for my base, I start with a Ben Nye cream color. This one's in lime green. As you can see, it's like creamy, and I just use a makeup sponge. It can be really any sponge or however you want to apply it. Brush is okay, fingers okay, but for me, I find like with this first step, I'm really just trying to apply the color, like just kind of lay it on. So a sponge works fine for me. So first you want to apply it all over your face. So as you can see, I'm just kind of putting it everywhere. And the first step is kind of hard because you don't want to rub it around too much. You just kind of want to pat it on, because the more you rub it, the more it's going to kind of take off what you just put on. So for this step especially, you just kind of want to get it all on there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you just want to get a nice even coat for the first one. Oh, and also, I'm not going to cut out any steps here, so this video is very long. I wanted to make sure I leave everything. That way, if anybody has any questions or if anybody wants to see like the full entire process, it's here. I didn't cut anything out, so it's a long one. So yeah, even get all around your eyes. Okay, so once I pretty much got a full first coat, I went back and started adding kind of like a second coat to everywhere to kind of even it out. See, at first it was pretty patchy, and then once I go back in, it's not as patchy. But you just want to be careful to not lift up the first layer just put on, so you kind of want to pat it down versus like swiping, like I had mentioned. Oh, and a lot of people ask what is the best base to use. So if your skin doesn't like cream stuff on it, this might not be the best for you. You might want to use like a water-based face paint, or there's even some alcohol ones, but I feel like those are too harsh for the face. But you don't have to use a cream one. This is just what I'm using right now, and honestly, I switch back and forth whatever fits my mood during that time. So right now I'm into the cream base. Oh, and also, as you can see, I'm dragging it down my neck and I put it on my ears. So even if something's going to be covered up, you want to go as far back and cover as much as possible, because that way, in case your wig does move or your outfit does move, it's still covered. It doesn't break that illusion. And then next, I'm going to get this Kelly green of the same Ben Nye cream color and another sponge. And now I'm going to start contouring. So I just get some with the edge of the sponge here, and I just start carving away at my cheeks. Contouring is super, super important when you're doing any sort of body paint, because when you put a flat color on your face, it really loses a lot of dimension, and you want to build that dimension back up. Like, it kind of makes your face flat, and you want to add features to make yourself look not just noticeable in the picture, but to look nice. So you want to really contour any area in your face that would normally have some shadow to it. And here you can really, go crazy with it, or you don't have to go all out if you don't want to, but you still need to contour. Even if you don't want like a contoured look, you still need to put something there. So you don't have to use colors that are so different from each other, like such a high contrast, but still please don't skip this step, otherwise you'll look very strange. Look up pictures of people that don't contour with body paint, and it does look pretty weird. So make sure to always do this step. And as you can see here, I'm going all up, even my forehead, my temples, and this is kind of how I normally contour anyways. When I do my regular makeup, is just kind of on a more, I guess, extreme, on a more concentrated level, higher level, I don't know, just more, like bigger and better. So yeah, just contour, even my little cupid's bow right here, and then on the sides. Ta-da! And as you can see, I didn't really worry about blending it in too much before, because then I went back in with the other side of the sponge, like flatter side, and kind of touch that up a little bit, but even still, you don't have to worry about blending it out too much, because this is where I kind of get most of the staying power. I use powders, and these ones I just got at a random makeup store. They were like $1 each. They're really cheap ones, and they're not like the best makeup. So any powder you have, you can use some translucent ones, but I highly recommend getting a powder in the same color that you're doing and using that to set everything. So as you can see here, I'm going for like this green, lime green look. So I use that lime green shadow, and I'm putting it, did I just say green shadow? And I'm putting it all over, so everywhere on top of both colors, both greens, just kind of setting it. So setting in that cream, even if your cream or your base looks a little bit patchy, if you use a color, it really helps even it out. So you can see the difference. I did it here on my right side, and then I left the left side without it, and you can see the difference. Like, it looks a lot smoother with the powder on than without it. It looks much more even in color. So I'm just gonna do the other side now. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is the price of the Ben Nye cream colors. I got them at my local costume store, Evangeline's, here in Sacramento, and they're about like $6 each. So they're not that expensive at all. You can buy a bunch of different colors, and they have them online on Amazon, Ben Nye, a bunch of different websites probably. But those aren't that expensive. And then these shadows, like I mentioned, were like $1, maybe $2, but I think $1. And then that brush, I don't even remember where I got that brush, but you don't have to use like expensive stuff to get a nice look here. And then next I go with this darker green. I'm bad with describing color, so sorry. And now I'm going and I'm setting the contour. So wherever I just put the dark green of the cream base, I'm gonna go back in and set it with this darker green shadow also. So just kind of repeating what we did in the first step, but now with the shadows in a powder form to kind of really set that cream so it doesn't move. The more powder, the better. That's really the theme here. Oh, and also too, the whole time when you're doing face makeup like this, like body paint, it'll look really strange for a lot of steps. And this kind of goes for makeup in general, but if it looks weird to you, keep going. You know, like, don't stop. If it seems like too much or too different, just keep going. In the end, you will see that it paid off. You know, it might look weird at first, but just keep going. Okay, next I have this, I think it's BH Cosmetics palette. I got it off of Amazon. This one also wasn't that much money. It was pretty cheap. I don't remember, but I got this like yellowish shade, and now I'm going in with a different brush. This one I think I got off Wish. It was like a few dollars for a set. I love cheap makeup. So now I'm going with this yellow, and now I'm kind of setting the highlights. So now wherever I want the color to be lighter on my skin, I'm going back in with this yellow color to kind of lighten it up, to add that highlight. And again, we're going back in to add dimension because we took a lot out by adding the color. And when you take photos or take video, the camera, it kind of picks up the color as one solid color instead of a person's face. So you want to make your face look like a face in like pictures and video. And again, I'm not cutting out anything from the process, so you guys can see exactly where I go over with this shade and the full transformation. And you want to make sure you get everywhere with this shade. Again, we're setting the cream with powder, because once you put the powder on top of the cream, it kind of sets it in place and makes it last. And then now I'm going back to that same palette and getting a bright yellow, and I'm putting this basically wherever I would put concealer normally. So I have some pretty deep set, like permanent eye bags, and so I'm using this almost like a highlight slash concealer to kind of hide that. And basically, again, I keep talking about the dimension of the face. You want to make your face aesthetically pleasing, or whatever artistic look you're going for. Now is a time to kind of build those shapes up in your face. So right now I'm trying to focus everything towards the center of my face more, kind of elongate everything, cover those eye bags, make my nose smaller. But basically you're highlighting, drawing attention to whatever features you want So here I'm getting this, and it seems really bright because again, it's gonna look weird most of the time, like throughout the process until the very end. So right now, like I look really weird right now, but just keep going and then see how I kind of go. And then I start dragging the yellow in other areas as well to kind of brighten up everywhere else on my face. Cause right now that green is kind of like a little pale-ish, so I'm going back in with that yellow to really brighten it up. And as you can see already, the contrast of the yellow that I'm adding with the green contour that we did before is really getting those like the highlights and lowlights of a face and really kind of adding to that comic book cell shaded look. Oh, and another thing is the tools here don't really matter. Like this brush I'm using, it's really small. I don't know why I use this little tiny brush. I think because under my eyes, but you can use any brush or whatever you would like to add all these powders on. The only thing is try to like pat it on, like pack in the color, dab it on. You're laying the powder on top of the cream and trying to set it. So if you like swipe it too much, if you swipe it too much or brush it too much, then it might again lift up that cream if it hasn't really set yet, or if you have like an oily skin, it might lift it up some more. So be careful, you want to pat it on. And now I'm going in with a darker green. This is more like an emerald green, and I'm going in the center of the contour to kind of again add more dimension. What's another word for that? To add more depth, there we go, to the contour that we did earlier, and then blend it out. And again, you want to follow like your face shape or whatever look you're going for. And it's okay if it looks kind of weird. So here I kind of like put a lot and look like a huge line, but then just like blend it out more and then it will be fine. Just keep going with it. And now, again, I'm going around. Sorry, I keep saying again. This is a long time of me talking and just looking at myself. So sorry. So just again, well, just go over all the contour that you did before. And this time with my nose contour, I'm going up to my eyebrows to give some more depth and definition to my eyes and nose here. And the suit I'm trying to match is very cell shaded. So that's what I'm kind of going for here. You don't have to go as intense with the highlight and contour here. You can go more subtle route. This is just a look that I'm going for. And for those people that have asked me how I do this specific look. So after I added the dark green all over with that small brush, I got this like bigger brush, and I think I got these from e.l.f. actually. So I think these are e.l.f. brushes, which are usually like $1, $2, and you can get them at Target or I forget where else. But I'm using this fluffier brush to go back in with that dark green and again blend it out. It's all about blending, and you keep adding powders. Even when you think you're done, you just keep adding more. That's really my secret. That's all there is to it. But yeah, I keep going back in and adding some more and blending it, and this will help to blend all of your different colors, because by now we've already added like a bunch of different colors to my face. So you want to keep going, and the more you add and blend out, the more seamless everything will look. It won't look as crazy. What am I doing here? Oh, well, now I remember what I was doing here. I forgot to show it in the pan, but that same BH Cosmetics color palette with all the different colors, I just went in with this big face brush and I dipped it in kind of all the greens to mix like a universal green. I don't know, like a good green color. I just kind of pat the brush in all the different greens to kind of put that all over my face to help set everything. And again, to help blend it, to help mix all the colors together. And you're not taking away the contour and the highlight that you already did, but kind of adding that layer of other green on top will help smooth it out to look more consistent and more seamless. And I am rubbing it now, because by now I have a lot of powder enough so that I can kind of drag the brush a little bit more instead of just like dabbing it on. But you still want to be careful. Don't apply too much pressure because again, you don't want to take off what you put on before. And here I'm just going back in, accentuating my Cupid's bow. And then blending it back out again. And if you see anything that you didn't like, you can always go back and fix it, you know, add more shadows, add more colors. And now I'm going back in again, and this time it looks black. Is it, did I use a black or dark green? Okay, I don't remember if I used an actual black or dark green. I think that was actually black, and added this another line in the middle of my contour to add more depth because it wasn't deep enough. So I'm adding this back in and blending it, and you can see the difference that it makes. It kind of adds that dimension, makes it look more realistic too. The more colors that you add like this, the better it looks. And it, again, it seems weird this whole time, but see, any little step, it adds more and more. And then I went back into with that emerald green, I think, to blend it out. Sorry, I'm really not good at describing this, but I just kind of, as I do my makeup, I just kind of go with the flow too. That might be why it takes me so long, but I just kind of wing it. And now I'm going with this really thin, small brush. Again, I think this was e.l.f. And I'm just going with the green eyeshadow here to do green eyebrows. So if you don't have any specific eyebrow stuff that's colored, that's fine. You can use eyeshadows, especially if your eyebrows are light enough. And mine are kind of dark, but after all these powders, it kind of lightened it. So I was able to go back in and draw it. If your eyebrows are really thick and really dark, then you might have to cover them using either the glue stick method that a lot of drag queens use, or using a NYX jumbo pencil in milk, which is like a cream pencil to kind of, you put the white cream on your eyebrows first and then put a colored eyeshadow on top of that. Or you can pick up a colored liner pencil if that might work for you. There's a bunch of different tutorials for covering eyebrows. I'm not that great at covering my eyebrows, so I just am able to fill them in, thankfully, because I kind of like keep them kind of thin. But though that can be in a separate video for another day. This one's already long enough. Okay, so after I did my eyebrows, and I did get a little pencil to fill in the ends to kind of make them a little bit darker on the end, so they're not just plain green. Add that dimension again. And now I'm going in with that same bright yellow, and I added some all over my lid and then to my under brow bone to highlight that. And this right here, it's an eyeliner. It's from, what is the brand? I don't remember the brand, but it's a drugstore eyeliner. And I just kind of drew my wings in so I'll know the placement of my eye makeup. And this, for the eye makeup, you can do the eye makeup however you want. And this is kind of fun because you can go really intense with the eye makeup since you have so much going on in your face, and it won't look that crazy, which is nice. So I'm going with the dark green here in my lower lash line, going in with that same green in my kind of like crease area. I have really, really hooded eyes, so I have to go way above my actual crease to make it kind of look like it's a crease. I have to kind of cheat it. So yeah. And my advice for this part when you're doing the eye makeup, really just practice. If you're not used to doing your makeup every day, especially, just keep practicing. Then you'll find out your eye shape, your face shape, and where to put like certain colors, like lighter colors, darker colors. And basically, so you get the hang of, you know, how you want your look to be and how to do that, especially because makeup takes a long time. So the more you practice, not only will you get better at it, but you'll get faster at it too. Like, I'm really slow even with like doing it all the time, so practice helps. So here I just got a purple eyeshadow, and I'm just adding it all over to my, well, above my crease, not my actual crease. And the good thing with comic books, and I think this goes for most comic book characters in general that I've seen, is that the reference varies a lot depending on, you know, the issue, the time it was released, the artist for that one, that particular issue, or that time. You know, there's a lot of different variations, so you can take a lot of liberties and it'll be fine. You know, sometimes She-Hulk has purple eyeshadow, sometimes she doesn't, you know. So right now I felt like purple eyeshadow, so I did that. So, you know, pick whatever reference you like. And if you don't like the reference exactly, or something's kind of weird, you know, change it. It's up to you. It doesn't have to be a certain specific way. I mean, if you're going for 100% accuracy, then that's what you're going for. But don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't think that you have to do it 100% accurate just because that's the reference, or that's the material you're going off of. You know, just do it however makes you happy, whatever makes you feel good. If the character has blue eyeshadow but you hate yourself in blue eyeshadow, don't do blue eyeshadow, do a different color or do whatever else, you know. Cosplay is all about what makes you happy, so if you want to do it 100% accurate, go for it. If not, then don't, you know, up to you. And then right now I passed through some ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadows, and I put those some glitters for my eyeballs just to make it a little more shiny. And again, went to it's eyeshadow all over the place. What am I even saying? And here I got some black eyeshadow and just kind of deepened that kind of crease that I did, that eyeshadow, that purple. And one thing too, if you only have, don't feel like you need a bunch of different colors of eyeshadow. Like here, I used a purple, but I'm using a black to make it darker. I'm not using a dark purple because once you blend out that powder, it'll kind of blend in and add that kind of ombre blended effect, you know. So you don't need like 100 million colors to get that blended like ombre look. And here I'm just getting some different eyeliners. Oh, this one's the best. So this one is a Maybelline Ultra Liner. It's a waterproof liquid liner. I love it. I highly recommend it for cosplay in general, like any cosplay eyeliner, cosplay makeup, and especially if you're doing body paint, because it works really well with a lot of other shadows on it. Some people don't like it because it doesn't dry completely matte. It's matte enough for me. I don't notice the sheen, but some people it might bug them. But I love this because it really dries and sets and does not budge. It does not crease. It does not smudge. Does not move. It dries like a paint. Like at the end of the day, you can even peel it off, or it kind of flakes off, but it won't smudge. And at least if it flakes off, it won't get all over the place. You know, it's fine. I really love this. I use it every day, all the time. I swear by this. You can sweat in it. You can like rub your eyes, and you can go swimming in it. I've gone swimming in it. It won't come off. I mean, it might if you go swimming and then like really rub your eyes. But anyways, that's besides the point. It's awesome. You guys should try it. And here I'm using some gel liner just to kind of darken up in my inner corner and then my outer corner. And again, I want the illusion of like bigger eyes. So I get the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, which is this white like pencil here, and go in my waterline. And as you can see, that really made my eyes pop, like made them look a lot bigger. And here, this might look strange, but I'm actually adding blush to my cheeks, even though we just covered it in green, and you might think, okay, she doesn't have pink cheeks. I think adding a blush does help with that like natural look. I know this look is completely not natural, but it does help with that. And then here's another like kind of bronzer. I just went over that to kind of give a more earthy tone to the blush. Oh, and this right here, this is my jam. This is the Ben Nye Lumiere, what is it? I think Lumiere powder, and this one is in Aztec Gold. This stuff is amazing. I love using it as a highlight. You can mix it with a mixing medium like Fix Plus or anything like that to make like a liquid, like metallic liner or shadow or anything. I love using this as a highlight because it is blinding. It doesn't really look it right now in my lighting, but the moment you step outside, it is so good. I love using this especially for Starfire because that gold color, oh my god, is so nice. And I love that this color is so versatile because I use it for Starfire and she's orange, and I can use it right now for She-Hulk and she's green. If I do any other colors, I could probably use this too, like get away with it because it's really flattering to a lot. But I love this, and right now I'm just adding it everywhere it would be like a highlight to add that extra highlight. So like here in my inner corner, and I put it on my cheekbones, nose, Cupid's bow, chin, my jawline, jowls, whatever. Here my brow bone. As you can see, that really helped to highlight all this stuff. Now I'm kind of adding some more, blending it out. I really love this stuff, so I always kind of put a lot on. And now I'm getting some, I darkened up my chin area a little bit, my neck. Now here, this is actually like an eyebrow pencil, but I'm using this as an eyeliner here. You guys can get creative with makeup. Who says one thing has to be used only for that specific thing? You can use it wherever. So I'm using this eyebrow pencil actually as a lip liner to draw in my lips here. So I just drew them in a little bit just so I can know where my lips will be at. And then I got this really cool Graftobian, I can't say that brand, this green lipstick, and it is green. It is like a faba green lipstick. So I put that on, but now I'm going back in with that same like markery eyeliner that I used to kind of draw on my wings at first. I'm using this to give an ombre effect to my lips. So anywhere that it should be a little bit darker, I'm going in with this black eyeliner to kind of define it more. And now Graftobian, whatever. This is their translucent setting powder. And now go crazy with this. So any setting powder that you have, like a translucent setting powder, go all over the place. So basically cake your face. And as you can see, I'm trying not to breathe it in too much. It's like all over my nose. But really put this everywhere. This will really help absorb, and this, I really recommend this brand because it's really inexpensive. I got it off of Amazon, so you can pretty much get it most places wherever Amazon delivers to. And this helps set everything so much. Like the moment you put this on, it is done. It is locked in, even on top of other powders. For some reason, this powder just helps set it in and lock it in. I'm having trouble breathing there because it's so like powdery. But this really helps, and just kind of pat it all in and make sure you're really like pushing it in to cover that. And as you can see, look, it gave a really nice like matte look to everything. And what am I doing here? Oh, getting some more. Even my lips, see, set lipstick. This really helps to set lipstick too. It might feel a little bit weird, but your lipstick will not smudge after this. I mean, maybe if you eat a lot or like drink something oily or whatever, but look. See, barely the inside where I didn't get the powder because it's like wet, but it didn't come off. So now I'm going in with some black eyeshadow, and I darkened up the edges of my eyebrows, and I'm going back in and darkening the lips more, like the corners. Oh, and I think at some point I put on fake eyelashes and some mascara, but I forgot to film that, I think. So sorry about that. But yeah, I put on lashes, mascara, and now I'm just darkening my lips to give more of that ombre effect. And see, I already used eyeliner, eyebrow pencil, and eyeshadow on my lips. So again, who says the thing is supposed to be used for a specific purpose? You can use makeup however you want. It's to our makeup. And right now my eyes are watering. They always kind of water when I do makeup, see? So I'm just kind of like carefully wiping it because like that always happens. So anybody else? Does that happen to anybody else? Anyway, so here I'm putting more of the Lumiere powder all over to give back a little bit of that highlight because the setting powder took a little bit of that away. So I went back in to highlight a little bit more. And see, so this is pretty much it. And now here is Nye Final Seal. This is the setting spray of all setting sprays, and that's a little Daiso container that I got. It looks so cute. I had the big bottle and I put in the small bottle. And this setting spray, it's like literally hairspray for your face. It's very minty too, so when you put it on, it's like whew, it's very fresh. Wow, yeah, it wakes you up. If you don't like mint, this you might not like this, but this will help everything stay in place. It literally glues it. So with the combination with the setting powder and this setting spray, it will not budge, it will not move. Your makeup will last all day. And I think that's my number one secret is however you do your makeup, however you do your body paint, whatever products you use, the key is the setting powder, like a crap ton of setting powder, and then the setting spray. And specifically Nye Final Seal, or if there's one on a similar level, because it's made for theatrical makeup. So you know people are going to be on stage with the lights, sweating, so it's made to last. So those two are like the main important things. And here I decided my lip contour was not severe enough, so I'm going back in, adding some more black. And look, here's a test. Nothing. Ta-da. Let me wipe it. Ta-da. And see, I'm like dragging it on my face. I'm like pulling. It should normally come off. Like I rubbed it. You can see a tiny bit of like yellowish right there, but that's it. Like it is not coming off. And then here, just add whatever contacts. Normally it's advised, I guess, or you're supposed to put your contacts on before you do your makeup, but my eyes already water enough. I don't want my makeup to be ruined as I'm putting it on. So I want to at least put it on, set it, and then I put my contacts on. And with this method, my makeup's already set, so I know I won't really ruin it while putting my contacts on. Just be careful not to get any makeup in the contacts. Be very sanitary. And then here's just a hairnet. So I just plop it on and stick all my hair back. Make sure to get all my little hairs. Thankfully this wig is dark, so my dark hairs don't make too much of a difference here. But then ta-da, I'm gonna put on the suit and ta-da. And if you're wondering why I have holes in the hands, the palms of my suit, it's because I can take my hands out and use my phone or go to the bathroom or whatever. Well, I have to take the whole suit off to go to the bathroom, but to use my phone or to eat, because She-Hulk wears gloves, so I can put the gloves on top of where the hole is and it'll cover it up. So there's a little tip trick for you. And then here's my Arda wig. So I'm just hooking it on and plopping it on. This wig I didn't do too much styling to. I think I trimmed the bangs a little bit. Or did I even? I don't remember. But this wig, it was almost straight out of the bag. So I just kind of fix it up a little bit here. Ta-da, ta-da. And see all the contouring and highlighting that we did now with the suit on, it really doesn't look that crazy. Oh, and here's those gloves I was talking about. Put those on. See, and it covers the slit that I made in each wrist. Well, that sounded dark. Anyways, ta-da! And here we are. We're done. Woo! And see all the contouring and highlighting that we did. It looked kind of crazy at first, but now it blends in really nicely and it looks the same as the suit pretty much. And then here I'm just showing you guys another lip color. I'm adding some purple. What was this brand? I think this was a NYX lip thingy something. I don't know, purple thingy. And now I'm going in with some eyeliner. This is like an eyeliner pen that I got off of Wish. It was like $1. Again, I love cheap makeup. And adding some more of that lip liner / lip contour. And now here's a purple lip. Ta-da! To match the purple suit and my purple eyeshadow. And here's me trying to look cool, trying to look sexy, and that being very awkward because I don't know how to do that. And I'm just like pretending here. But yeah, so anyways, this is pretty much it. I hope you guys learned something. What am I doing? Oh, fixing my wig. Well, anyways, I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I hope this helps you guys at least a little bit. But this is how I do most of my body paint. And again, I do it different all the time. And this wasn't the best way or the only way to do it. Do it however you like. Some of these tips might help you guys to make it last. Helped me. And what am I? I'm just being a weirdo now. So I'm gonna end this video. If you made it this far and you watched it, thank you so much for sticking here with me. And I don't even... Okay, anyway, bye.